Hello everybody, hope y'all doing good out there today. So we're fixing to put out some beets. We've had really bad beet years lately, and I've noticed, at least here in Kentucky, beets can vary a whole lot depending on the weather. Some years you're going to get an abundance of beets. Other years you hardly get any at all. Beets are one of them vegetables that a lot of people think they don't like, simply because they're different from every other kind of vegetable. They're really sweet, and there's multiple ways to eat them. My favorite way is probably just to boil them up, put some butter, put some salt on them. That's a good way to do it. When they're fresh, they're great like that. Pick them while they're still somewhat tender. Tastes great. Another way, and probably the most popular way around here, is to actually pickle them. And then you eat them cold. The way that I love to do it is with beans and cornbread. And as anybody that lives in Kentucky knows, beans and cornbread is the meal. And you take some of them beets, you put them right on top of your beans and cornbread there. Chop it up real good, mix it all together, and you'll have a good meal. The sweet and sour of the beet mixes very well with the cornbread, beans, and onion. And so I love beets, and I'm going to show you how we generally put them out. There's different ways to go about this for sure, and there's many ways that work good, and I'd like to hear any of y'all's tips down in the comments if you have tips on how you normally put out beets. Right now I'm just kind of breaking up this soil a little bit. I'm going to make somewhat like a hill. Now the idea of making a little hill is so that as the beet itself grows, the beet bulb, I guess what you'd call it, not the green part, but the actual beet part, it will grow and expand, and if it's in a hill, it can grow bigger without being compacted. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little hill right here. Now I've got this area all chopped up, ready to make a hill in. I'm going to put one right about down the center right here. This ain't a hard job at all. Beets are easy to plant. You will have to thin beets out a lot, because the way that the seed itself is, the little seeds are in clusters. So when you put out one beet, you're going to have a whole bunch of little seedlings come up from it. So as you can see here, I'm just making a little hill, just pulling the dirt up that I already chopped up, like this. Now, I'll just go around the end, just like that. And I'm just going to pull it on from this side. I've got a lot of organic material here still in this soil. Got a lot of clover that I chopped out the other day, and it's still decomposing and stuff like that, so that's good for the soil. What's y'all's favorite kind of beets? And if you haven't tried beets, you need to try them. You'll like them a lot, probably. But they're different. Like I said, you got to get used to them. Okay, so that right there has a pretty good looking hill. Let me vary the camera angle so y'all can get a better look at that hill there. You can see there we got this little hill raised up. It just goes from one edge of this garden to the other. We got lettuce right here. We got some radishes here. They haven't come up yet, but this is a little on the early side to put out beets, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be about right because of the weather. If it turns super cold and looks like we're going to get a bad frost, I'll just come out here and cover them over. Now, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to flatten out the top of this hill like this. Make it a little wider. Now, you can make individual holes, and like we did in the radish video, if you watch that, and put each little beet seed in each one of them holes. Or you can make like two ridges and just sow the seeds through in the ridges. Either way should work good. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly tamp this down. Not real hard, I'm just kind of making it just a little more solid here. And again, I'm not trying to like smash it down. were to be compacted, but I am trying to just get it to be a little more solid. That right there looks pretty good. So now, like I say, you can either make your holes in there and plant your beets that way, or you can just make a line with your garden hoe and just kind of sow them along that line. I believe I'm just going to do a line this time. I'm just going to I'm not going really deep, but I'm just going to make a line that goes all the way from one end here to the other end. And I'm planning on having 2 rows, so you can just take a good guess as to what about the right positioning is. So there's one. Now we'll come to this side, and I'm going to make the other. And again, I'm probably going inch and a half deep at the most. I don't want to go any deeper than that. Because see, because this is in a hill, as these beets grow and their bulb expands, it's going to allow the dirt on the sides to roll off. You see, as the root grows bigger, it can keep growing without being compacted like it would if it wasn't in a hill. Now, one downside to a hill is you may have to water it more often, but that's not too big of a deal right here anyways. So I'm not worried about that. I'd rather be able to get a bigger beet. And I think I said this before, but these are Detroit dark red beets. These are leftovers from last year, but they should be just fine. Now, don't worry about sowing these beets too thick, because part of planting beets is thinning them out later. So just make sure you're getting your nice row through here, because you can always thin them out later. And you're going to have to with beets anyway. There's some seeds I think are reliable enough in their germination and everything that I don't worry a whole lot about how quickly they come up or anything like that, because the seeds are reliable enough that I know they're going to come up quite steady. I have not found that to be true with beets, at least not the seeds that we've been able to obtain these last few years. So I go ahead and sow them thick, and then after they come up, the saplings or little seedlings, then you can thin them out and pluck out the ones to allow the main ones to get a nice big root on them. But that's all later. For now, you just want to sow these kind of thick, and that'll have it looking good. Now we just gotta cover all these seeds over right here, and not real deep, but just barely cover them over, just like that. And that's all there is to planting beets. Super simple and super easy. And so that's all there is to planting beets. Super simple. Like I say, don't cover them over too awful deep. Just, barely cover them over, and you'll have some beets ready to go. So pretty simple. So thanks for watching. Leave your comments down below and have a good day. Bye-bye.